Hello students, welcome to our video of chapter Human Health and Diseases from class 12th. In this video we are discussing topic immunity. Now before starting the immunity topic, I want you to go through this our YouTube channel from Abhyasa Academy, where I have discussed the terms related to immunity. Okay, so you can pause this video and you can go to this link. You can copy paste in your browser and have a look at the terms that are related with the immunity. Once you are done with that, we will continue our video here. Now what is immunity? Now if you have seen that video, you will come to know and it will become easy for you now to understand the immunity. Immunity is nothing but the ability of the host or of any organism to fight the disease causing organism. Okay, now here immunity we are talking in terms of human specifically. Okay, so immunity is the ability of the host to fight the disease causing organism which is pathogen, and it is conferred by the immune system. Now we have made two types of immunity. One is innate and second is acquired immunity. Innate immunity is present at the time of birth, means since birth it will be present. While acquired immunity, the name itself is suggesting that it is acquired after the birth, after one's birth, right? So we have two types of immunity. One is innate and second is acquired immunity. We will see about what is innate immunity. One thing we know that it is your present since birth. Second feature of innate immunity is that it is generalized. What do we mean by generalized? That it is non-specific. It is not specific against particular pathogen. Understood? So what type of immunity or what type of structure that is present in our body since birth that provide us this particular type of immunity, that is innate immunity? First is physical barrier. That is example skin, mucus coating of the epithelial lining of respiratory tract, gastrointestinal tract, urogenital tract. So these are the different physical barriers that will provide you innate immunity. Now you can see that skin, it will not differentiate, so that I will not allow entry to so and so particular specific pathogen. Okay, it is generalized barrier. It will provide generalized immunity. Same goes for mucus coating of these various tracts. Second feature of innate immunity is, or you can say example is physiological barrier. For example, acid in the stomach, saliva in the mouth, tears in the eyes. It provides you the generalized immunity. It will not allow entry of pathogens. Okay, some pathogens if present along with the food during intake of food, that will be destroyed by means of these acids in the stomach. Okay, so these are the examples of physiological barrier. The previous one we had studied, that was your physical barrier. This one was your physical barrier. Okay, and this is physiological barrier. Next is cellular barrier. Various cells or immune cells are present. For example, polymorphonuclear leukocyte, that is your nothing but neutrophils. If you recall, neutrophil is one type of WBC. Then in cellular barriers you have monocytes, NK. NK stands for natural killer cell, macrophages. So these are the cells that will provide you generalized immunity, non-specific immunity. In the same way we have cytokine barriers. Example is interferon. So these are the some examples of innate immunity. I will repeat again. Innate immunity is the type of immunity which is present since birth, one thing. Second thing is it is non-specific in nature. It is generalized. Next type of immunity we have is Acquired immunity. One thing we know, what is acquired immunity? That this type of immunity is acquired by human being after its birth. Okay. Second feature is it is specific in nature, pathogen specific, means it is not generalized like innate immunity. It is pathogen specific. Now during this process, once this acquired immunity, primary response and secondary response is shown by our immune system. Okay, there is one difference between this primary response and secondary response. Primary response is slow and of low intensity. Slow means it will take time. Pathogen may show symptoms. Person may suffer from that particular disease till the time immune system will tackle that particular pathogen. Secondary response, when the same pathogen enters, at that time this secondary response is generated by our immune system, and it is because of memory cells. Memory cells is part of immune system. Okay, so these memory cells that produces response, now this secondary response, it is fast and of high intensity. Anamnestic response we call it, that is fast and high intensity. Remember, primary response was slow and of low intensity, while secondary response is fast and of high intensity. Now, which are the cells that are involved in providing the acquired immunity? We have two such types of cells. One is B lymphocyte, second is T lymphocytes. Understood? B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes are part of acquired immunity. We will recap once again the features of this acquired immunity before moving to next slide. Acquired immunity is the immunity that one acquires after birth. It is not generalized in nature. It is pathogen specific. We have two types of response that is produced during acquired immunity against particular pathogen. One is your primary response. Now this response is produced by our immune system when pathogen enters for the first time. At that time this response will be slow and of low intensity. Secondary response is generated by our immune system when the same pathogen enters for the second time. At that time response shown or response produced by our immune system will be fast and of high intensity. We call it anamnestic response. The cells involved in acquired immunity are your B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes. We start with B lymphocytes. What is the role of B lymphocytes in providing acquired immunity? Now these are type of, you know that lymphocyte is type of WBC, right? They are produced in bone marrow, all WBCs we know. Now it is involved, this B lymphocyte is involved in providing humoral response. Humoral comes from humor, that is fluid. Okay, so they are involved in providing humoral response of immune system. Now these B lymphocytes, they produces immunoglobulin, which is also called as antibody. Immunoglobulin can be written in short like this, capital I and small g, Ig, right? So B lymphocytes, they produce immunoglobulin, which is also called as antibody, which is glycoproteinaceous in nature. Chemical nature of antibody is your glycoproteinaceous, means it is made up of mainly protein molecule where glyco moiety is attached. Glyco stands for sugar or carbohydrate. So carbohydrate or sugar molecule will be attached to the polypeptide chain. Polypeptide is nothing but your protein molecule. You have studied in class 11th in biomolecules chapter. You know what is protein, what is polypeptide, what is prefix glyco stands for, right? Here generalized structure of antibody. Why I have said generalized? Because we have different types of antibody. which will be having different structure. So this is your generalized common structure. Okay, this structure is common for all types of antibody. So what do we have here? According to label, two main things are there. One is your light chain and heavy chain. Okay, so we have this one light chain, okay, and this one light chain. So total 2 light chains we are having here, and heavy chain also 2, this one and this one. So structure of antibody is made up of 2 light chain and 2 heavy chain. Understood? So total 4 chains are present. 4 chains, 2 light chain and 2 heavy chain. They combine together and they will form the shape of English alphabet Y. Y letter जो है X Y Z में का Y, it resembles to Y letter. You could see this is your Y. ऐसे हम लिखते हैं capital Y. Now apart from this chain, 2 more label you could see. One is your variable region and one is constant region. You could see this pink circle and this yellow circle. Yellow circle is your variable region. From this point onwards you have variable region. From the term itself you can make out that this region is varying. It will vary according to the structure of antigen, because this is the part, this variable region is the actual part where your antigen will come and bind. This is some features I have written about the antibody. This picture I have taken from our NCERT textbook. Now one extra thing you could see here which was absent in previous diagram. What was that? Can you make out? This diagram and this diagram. What is the extra labeling you could see? You could see that various this SS लिखा है ना इसे यहाँ पे. Okay, this. So this SS is your disulfide bridge. With the help of this disulfide bridge, all these 4 chains of antibody, they are held together. They are kept together. They are attached to each other. Otherwise, what will happen if the absence of this disulfide bridge, in the absence of, what will happen? All these 4 chains, they will not stay together. They will move apart. So in order to keep them together, this disulfide bridge is present. Okay, if you recall, polypeptide chain is made up of different types of amino acid. There is one amino acid called as cysteine, in which you have sulfur group. Sulfur atom or sulfur element will be present in amino acid cysteine. Okay, so this in the formation of this disulfide bridge, cysteine amino acids are involved, and with the help of disulfide bridge, all these 4 chains are held together. Okay, like this. See, I have written here, antibody is made up of 4 peptide chains, 2 light and 2 heavy chains. These chains are linked by disulfide bridge, and it has this variable antigen binding site. This is your variable region where antigen will bind. As I said earlier, we have different types of antibodies. Immunoglobulin M, G, I, E, D. Okay, these different antibodies are based upon the what type of heavy chains are present. For example, in IgM you have mu heavy chain, IgG you have gamma heavy chain, IgA you have alpha heavy chain, in IgE epsilon, and in IgD delta. Okay, so these different types are based upon the what type of heavy chains are present there. Now one more difference you could see. For example, IgG structure, IgE and IgD is resembling to each other, but while structure of IgM or for that matter structure of antibody A is differing, because here it is made up of two monomer. So dimeric structure is present. This is your one Y, this is your second Y, right? So it is your divalent. In the same way, IgM is your pentameric. So 5 this monomer are present. 5 Y you could see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And where antigen is binding? Here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So at the same time, this IgM can bind with 5 into 2, total 10 antigen molecules. While rest of the antibody will be able to bind with 2 antigen molecules, one here and one here, one here, one here. IgA, it can bind with 4 antigen molecules. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. The important feature here is which one can cross the placenta. Okay. As you could see, only one, that is IgG, can cross the placenta. This feature is important. You can highlight it while noting down the functions. You have to keep in mind IgM. What is the main thing regarding here? It is your main antibody of primary response. Okay. We don't have to go that much in detail. Just keep this one thing in mind. IgG का हमने देखा that it can cross the placenta. Here you can, this is also important. Many a times MCQs will come in relation with the antibody A. That antibody A is present in mucus, tears, saliva and colostrum. Colostrum is the milk that is secreted after delivery for few days. Okay. Mucus, tears, saliva, colostrum. IgE is related mainly with the allergic response, while IgD acts as B cell receptor. Now we will come to T lymphocyte. See what we are studying? We are studying now acquired immunity. The cells involved in acquired immunity were B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes. We have covered B lymphocytes, which was involved in antibody production. Now we have moved to T lymphocyte, okay, which is involved in cell mediated immunity. Okay, if you recall, B lymphocytes were involved in humoral immunity. Humoral because it was present in the humor, in the blood, right, in the serum. While T lymphocyte, it is involved in cell mediated immunity, and the cells involved are your cytotoxic T cell, T helper cell, T memory cell, T suppressor cell. These are the different T lymphocytes which are involved in cell mediated immunity. Not only this, it is also involved in graft rejection. Regarding graft rejection, I have discussed this graft rejection topic in detail in the video of which I have provided link in the first slide itself of this particular video. You can go through it. Now we have two main types of immunity. We have table here. All the points are important. We will go one by one. So two types is your active immunity and passive immunity. First, we will see the definition of active immunity. It is produced actively by host's immune system. और passive कैसे रहेगा? It is received passively. Okay, there is no involvement of host. Host's immune system is not involved in providing passive type of immunity. Okay. Regarding active immunity, it is produced due to contact with pathogen or antigen. While here, this type of immunity is provided or conferred to any human being with the help of pre-formed ready-made antibodies. See, antibodies. Otherwise, what happens? Antibody is generated by the immune system when it encounters some pathogen. Here, you are providing ready-made antibodies. Active immunity is durable, mean it will last for long and it is effective in protection, while here it is transient in nature for the time being, right? Active immunity is involved in the production of memory. Means if same pathogen enters for the second time, your immune system will recall it because of the presence of memory cell, because of the characteristic of particular active immunity. So memory of this infection or pathogen is present in case of active immunity. No such memory is present, okay, in case of passive immunity. Booster effect on subsequent doses is possible. Here it is very less because you are already providing ready-made antibody. Here it takes little time, okay, because if you recall, primary response was slow. So for providing immunity by means of this type of immunity, means active immunity provides immunity after a while here you will get immediately. Because you are providing ready-made antibodies, this antibody will directly or immediately bind with antigen and destroy that antigen. So you can see the effect immediately. Here it will take time. The initial types, in some second or third slide we had seen types of immunity. In that we had seen one was your acquired and second was innate. Okay, innate was generalized in nature, so we are not discussing innate immunity in this particular flow chart. We are discussing acquired or adaptive immunity. So there are main two types, naturally acquired and second is artificially acquired. In naturally acquired, again you have two types, active and passive. Now you know the difference between active immunity and passive immunity. We are studying only examples here, okay. Naturally acquired active immunity example is when antigen enters body and your body's immune system will respond to it and it will produce antibodies and lymphocyte it will produce. The immunity provided will be your naturally acquired active immunity, okay. We have one more example of naturally acquired passive immunity. You know the definition of passive immunity. Host's immune system is not involved in providing passive immunity. Example is antibodies pass from mother to fetus via placenta or to infant via breast milk. The immunity provided by this example will be of your naturally acquired passive immunity. We have one more type, that is artificially acquired active immunity. Now here immunization or vaccination will be example of that. Artificially acquired, artificially क्यों? Because you are deliberately injecting or you are forcing some antigen or some pathogen, the entry of pathogen in the host body, okay. So artificially, naturally नहीं हो रहा. Naturally होता तो it would have come to this category. Artificially acquired active. Now active means your immune system is actively involved in destroying that pathogen, in producing antibodies, right. So here what we do, antigens are introduced in vaccines, body produces antibodies and specialized lymphocytes. So example of this artificially acquired active immunity is your vaccination or immunization. This is very important, right? Second, you have artificially acquired passive. What we do here, we inject preformed antibodies in immune serum. Preformed antibodies in immune serum are introduced by injection, okay. Example of this given anti-serum in case of or antivenom serum in case of snake bite will be the example of this particular type of immunity. Artificially acquired passive immunity. Allergy. Allergy is nothing but the exaggerated response of your immune system, okay. Any pathogen enters, at that time your immune system will respond and it will try to destroy that pathogen. This is the normal course of action, This is the normal performance played or the role played by immune system. Now what happens? Allergy is also exactly same type of response. Then why we are scared of allergy? Because that response is exaggerated. Now we know anything excess is not good. Anything excess is bad. In the same way here also, hyper response of immune system is not good for our body and it will cause the condition allergy. And causative factor will be called as allergen. Example is pollen grain, dust particle, mites. These are the example of allergens. See, I have written here exaggerated response of immune system. Now antibody involved is your AGE type. Here we had seen, if you recall, in this particular chart. So this was your IgE antibody and here I have written antibody of allergy. Okay. Now symptoms of allergy: sneezing, we know. We at least once in a year seasonal allergy we come across. Sneezing, watery eyes, running nose, difficulty in breathing. Okay. So some chemicals are secreted from the mast cell like histamine and serotonin, which is responsible for these symptoms. Now to reduce the symptom, what you can give? You can give antihistaminic, because here histamine is secreted which is causing these symptoms. So if you give the molecule which acts against the histamine or which will block the effect of histamine, it will reduce the symptoms of allergy, right? So to reduce the symptom, drugs like antihistaminic, adrenaline and steroids are given. Here are some tissue of immune system: primary lymphoid organs and secondary lymphoid organs. This particular table, differentiating table, is very good. You can learn it by heart. रट्टा मारने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. Once you read it, you will understand the concept, which is very easy also. So primary lymphoid organ, you have main bones and T. Where it is written? I have not written. Okay, no problem. In primary lymphoid organ, you have bone where these lymphocytes are produced, right? Bone means bone marrow we are talking about, and thymus also for that matter. Secondary lymphoid organs, यहाँ पे various tissue like spleen, lymph node, all that structure will come. Okay, now we will see what it is exactly. So organs of immune system where lymphocytes are formed and mature will be called as primary lymphoid organs. Example is bone and thymus. Bone में कौन सा part? Bone marrow. Now it allow lymphoid stem cell to proliferate, differentiate and mature. We know what does proliferate mean and differentiate, mature mean. So in this primary lymphoid organ, these cells are proliferated, differentiated and get matured. They contain either your T lymphocyte or B lymphocyte. They do not contact with antigen and they undergo, especially thymus part or thymus, which is your primary lymphoid organ, it undergoes atrophy. Atrophy means shrinkage with age. Secondary lymphoid organ, it is organ of immune system which maintains mature, neo means new lymphocytes and initiate an adaptive immune response. Now one very important feature regarding secondary lymphoid organ is these secondary lymphoid organs will provide the place, will provide the site where antibody can interact with antigen, and it will lead to formation of antigen antibody complex, which will ultimately cause the destruction of antigen. So these secondary lymphoid organs will provide that site. Example was your lymph nodes, spleen, right? See, and these secondary lymphoid organs, they also allow lymphoid cells to become functional. Here also you have both the type. Now here actual antigen contact will come, right? So this is your different cells that are present in immune system, this different structure, or you can say different organs, lymphoid organs of immune system. You have two main types, primary and secondary. You can go back again, you can pause the video, you can reread it and just clear your concepts. Keep on watching our videos from Abhyasa Academy. Thank you.